Hey everybody, we're doing something a little different today. We have my good friend Benjamin Jonquest, who used to work at a 3 Michelin star restaurant. That's what it's called, right? No, it's a 3 Michelin star restaurant.
That's what it's called.
That's what it's called. No, he was one of the top pastry chefs in Manhattan. We won't say where, but it was a big deal. I've talked about on this channel different kinds of things. Oh, you should do this, you should do that. Unfortunately, I don't actually know how to cook or how to bake. So that's why we have Benjamin here with us. He does know how to cook, he does know how to bake. And so we're going to see if some of my random ideas you could actually make. So what are we making today, Benjamin?
We are attempting to make a ginger spice cookie without the normal addition of flour or sugar.
From the point of view of Chinese wisdom, refined sugar creates dampness and phlegm in the body, but a good alternative is going to be molasses. There's not as much sugar in molasses, plus you get all the minerals and all of the good stuff. According to Chinese wisdom, molasses can actually help nourish the blood. So my idea was that we make a gingerbread cookie without any refined sugar. So we have a big cup of molasses here, and then I think you put some vanilla extract in as well.
Yeah, we kept the vanilla in it, and then instead of using wheat flour or pastry flour derived from wheat, we're adding almond flour together with the coconut flour, and that white stuff on top is the leavener in the cookie, which is baking soda.
Why did you not use regular white flour?
This is an attempt to make a healthier version of what I think is already a pretty darn tasty cookie.
I'm thinking about it from something that's processed. So flour is going to be processed. This is actually processed as well.
It's ground. Yeah.
It's ground up. So instead of it being wheat or something like that, we're using nuts instead.
As far as I understand, it just has the benefit of no gluten and maybe nothing that causes insulin manufacture.
You might hear me talk about the spleen a lot. Actually, when we talk about the spleen, in Chinese wisdom, it puts it together with the pancreas. So if you're into fasting or you're into that type of stuff, you'll know they often talk about the pancreas and the insulin that comes with that. You know, you can have an insulin spike from a lot of stuff. So the idea is, from the Western science point of view, you're not getting that insulin spike. From the ancient Chinese wisdom point of view, the spleen and the pancreas, which provide the fire for the stomach to digest, you're not draining too much of that fire energy. What are these spices that we got here?
Oh, what do we have here? Well, we kept the spices basically what we would normally put in. We have cinnamon, ginger, of course, nutmeg, a little bit of ground clove, a little bit more than a little bit of cardamom because I love cardamom, and I think that a ginger spice cookie is incomplete without fresh cracked black pepper.
So why do we add the black pepper?
Because it's another warming spice. So it's got the more kind of warm spice notes that hit the tongue, the more interesting the cookie will be.
So from Chinese wisdom, let's analyze these spices. Now, all of these spices are going to fall into the warming category. In Chinese wisdom, one of the evil pathogens is damp, okay? Damp can convert into phlegm. So when you have a cookie, something with a lot of refined sugar, you get a lot of damp, you get that sticky sensation, then it becomes very difficult for the body to digest it. It's almost like a swamp, like your body has trouble pushing that through. And then you can just imagine if the water gets reduced in a swamp, you're gonna be left with this sludge. That's what phlegm is. These spices have the ability to get rid of both dampness and some phlegm. It's their aromatic properties. So you can almost think the idea is that it helps bring the dampness, bring the phlegm up, and it just kind of floats out and away.
And what about the fats here? We got butter and we have coconut oil.
Okay.
Coconut fat.
So fat can also produce dampness, it can also do that, but it's not necessarily that bad. It's not like refined sugar. Refined sugar isn't even a natural thing. It just becomes really condensed. The body can deal with fats. So why did you choose both butter and coconut oil?
So this butter I think is like 70-something%. So that means 30% water. And so that's adding water to the mix, adding straight liquid instead of fat. And so I wanted to put a bit more denser fat in there. You know, you eat a cookie, you don't want it to taste like cake.
All right. Yeah. So for a very quick recap, before we get into it, we have Blackstrap molasses, no refined sugar, nourish the blood. We have all kinds of wonderful spices. This will help remove dampness, maybe a little bit of phlegm from the body. And then we have these special flours that are coconut and almond, and they should not as negatively affect the spleen and the pancreas and have that insulin spike. So, fingers crossed, I think that this will be a very nutritious cookie. We'll see if it's a delicious cookie as well. Benjamin, please have at it.
Pretty successful. And yeah, it would look something like this. Kind of like a sweet smelling, spicy, Play-Doh-y texture. Now you could, we don't have that with us today, but you could use some kind of sugar alternative and roll them in that. We don't have that, so
wait a second. Don't we?
Don't we? Oh, we do.
How about something like this?
You know, I don't normally cook with, yeah, what? We can try it.
Let's do some with,
yeah, sure.
Some without.
Yeah, okay.
What do you want to preheat it to?
At a home oven, 350. Let's try that.
350.
So we want to weigh these cookies out to about 50 grams of dough. Then you can just roll it in your hand. Then chuck it in the xylitol crystal and bop it right on that parchment lined. I like to give it a little press. Some people are anti-press, especially with this. I don't know how they're going to spread. I'm going to press it a little bit. And then, you know, it's basically just repeat.
It's 341. We're not quite at 350 yet. Can we put them in?
Well, it's not standard, but I'm going to allow it.
You're going to allow it. Okay, very good. Which level do I put it on?
In the middle one, yeah, because generally that has the most even heat.
How long would you cook a normal gingerbread cookie?
It might take as long as 20 minutes. I can't see it going beyond.
Okay. Been nearly 20 minutes. I've got the official okay from Ben to pull these out. We'll take a look. All right, look at this. Oh, those look like proper cookies.
We'll see how they taste.
Now,
it's funny looking at the way the xylitol melted here.
Right, these are the
they
xylitol.
Kind of like sunk into the cookie. That's
I think that's xylitol too.
Yeah.
These 5 are not. Would you like
They're going to be really warm.
Would you like to try it with me?
I will. We'll break
it's a little on the warm side. Woo! Woo!
I mean, it's pretty good.
This is actually a lot better than I thought it would be. This is the thing. There is 0 refined sugar in this.
Yeah, it's just molasses.
There is sugar in the molasses, but this thing actually should be incredibly healthy. Let's try one here.
About the xylitol?
Benjamin. It seems a little branny, right?
It is. It's a bit dense. It's because of all the nut flour. I think I like it better without the xylitol.
I was going to say, I think I like it better.
Yeah.
In theory, with the xylitol, it should taste sweeter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, though.
It just has a bit of a xylitol flavor, which I
No, this is better. Don't do the xylitol.
Skip the xylitol.
Skip the xylitol.
Yeah.
Keep it with this. Now, we did not add any salt.
We did not, but it's because our butter was salted. And we use baking soda, which has a little bit of a saltiness of its own. And molasses has a very acidic nature. And so it cuts through, similar to salt. You know, acid and salt cut through to the palate and make things kind of pop. If you were using unsalted butter, you would add a bit of kosher salt. A pinch.
You know, I have to say, without the xylitol, this is decent.
Yeah, it's a bit like a really tasty, warm, spicy bran muffin in cookie shape.
You want to know what? I think we're onto something. We got to make more things like this. Keep your eyes out for future episodes
we're gonna follow this path a little bit further because this is actually incredibly healthy.
Okay, it feels that way.
I'm gonna say this is a superfood, and it's basically tastes like a cookie,
Basically, yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a mookie. It's
I don't
a
know what
muffin
that is.
cookie.
A mookie.
It's a mafookie.
That's fine. That doesn't sound right. Benjamin,
Something like
thank you very much for coming over today and making these. I look very much forward to having you back on the show to do more fun cooking stuff. If you guys have any questions, please leave those in the comments below and be sure to like and subscribe.